Praxair's grab-and-go advanced respiratory system is a convenient way to deliver portable oxygen. This video introduces you to the specific features of the Grab-and-Go Opti. It will explain the setup and use to help ensure you use it properly and safely. We'll also provide instructions for the proper handling and storage of the Grab-and-Go, and we'll review the safety precautions for working with oxygen. The innovative Grab-and-Go design combines an oxygen regulator, pressure gauge, and a flow-adjusting knob in one unit mounted on a portable medical oxygen cylinder. It eliminates the hassles of locating and attaching a separate regulator and flow meter, saving you time and money. While the use of the Grab-and-Go Opti is simple, remember that pressurized oxygen vigorously accelerates combustion. As with any high-pressure oxygen cylinder, proper safety practices must be followed at all times. All Grab-and-Go systems contain an integral regulator, a flow-adjusting knob to set the oxygen flow in clearly numbered increments, an easy-to-read glow-in-the-dark gauge that displays a continuous indication of cylinder pressure, and a tough plastic housing that doubles as a convenient carrying handle. As an added innovative feature, the Grab-and-Go Opti includes an easy-to-see indication of the cylinder contents in addition to the pressure gauge. This innovative feature allows you to make a quicker assessment of cylinder content levels. These features are available on both aluminum E and D size cylinders. The Grab-and-Go Opti system provides metered flow rates from a half liter to 25 liters per minute at the barbed outlet port. The Opti also comes equipped with a threaded DISS auxiliary connection to deliver higher flow rates for powering demand valves or portable ventilators. When the flow-adjusting knob is set to AUX, this port provides flow rates of up to 70 liters per minute. The Grab-and-Go system operates only when positioned at the flow rates marked on the flow-adjusting knob. Do not attempt to use the unit between marked flow settings. There is no flow between settings. If the intended flow is not marked on the flow-adjusting knob, do not attempt to use the system. Consult your physician for a different flow rate or a different system. Before using the Grab-and-Go system, check the label to determine that the cylinder contains oxygen. Do not assume the cylinder's contents based on color alone. The cylinder's easy-to-see contents indicator is visible through the plastic housing and gives a quick high or low indication of the cylinder pressure. This indicator should only be used as a preliminary assessment for the cylinder status. When viewing from the front or back of the unit, if the indicator is completely green, the cylinder pressure is greater than 750 psi. If it's partially red, the pressure is less than 750 psi and the gauge should be checked for contents. Before using, always check the contents pressure gauge. If the pressure gauge indicates 500 psi or less, marked by a red zone labeled refill, replace the cylinder with a full one and return the empty to Praxair. Before attaching the oxygen tubing, inspect the barbed outlet port to ensure oxygen flow and cleanliness of the port. If you notice or suspect oil, grease, or other contaminants, do not use the system. Do not attempt to repair the unit. Separate the unit from the active cylinders to avoid it being used inadvertently. Notify your Praxair representative immediately. With the barbed outlet port facing away from you, turn the flow-adjusting knob clockwise to purge the system. Then turn the flow-adjusting knob counterclockwise to the off position. Attach the oxygen tubing to the regulator's barbed outlet port located in the access hole on the side of the housing. Make sure the tubing is not folded, kinked, or crushed. To activate the flow of oxygen, turn the knob clockwise from the off position to the desired setting. Never force the knob. It has a limited range of travel. Always verify flow at the patient's end of the tubing before applying. The Grab-and-Go system operates only when positioned at the flow rates marked on the flow-adjusting knob. These are marked in liters per minute. As you turn the knob, you will feel the unit click into place. Do not operate the system between marked flow rate settings. Oxygen flows properly only when the flow-adjusting knob is stopped at one of the numbered click stops. If the intended flow rate is not marked on the flow-adjusting knob, Do not attempt to use the system. Consult your physician for a different flow rate or a different system. To turn the system off, turn the flow adjusting knob counterclockwise to the off position. When higher flow rates are required to power portable ventilators and demand valves, use the auxiliary port. It can deliver flow rates of up to 70 liters per minute. Connect the oxygen supply hose to the auxiliary port DISS threaded connector. Rotate the flow selector knob clockwise until the AUX setting is visible in the flow setting window and verify flow at the device. Never attach a patient directly to the auxiliary port. The auxiliary port's flow rate is not regulated, and excessive flow to the patient will result. When the flow adjusting knob is in the AUX setting, no oxygen is supplied to the outlet port. With the Grab and Go Opti, there is no maintenance required by the user. The flow of gas is metered through a series of fixed orifices inside the regulator. The system is maintained and tested by Praxair. For optimum safety, it's important to understand the proper handling and storage of the Grab and Go Opti. As with all pressurized oxygen systems, care must be taken. Regularly inspect the barbed outlet port for physical damage, traces of dust, dirt, oil, or grease. Inspect the auxiliary port in the same way. If you spot oil or grease or other contaminants, or if you suspect their presence, do not use the unit. Do not attempt to remove the oil or grease or repair the unit. Isolate it. Notify your Praxair representative immediately so that it can be serviced by qualified personnel. Portable oxygen therapy systems are inherently subject to greater abuse than stationary units are. Avoid jarring or dropping the unit. Secure the system during use or when in storage in accordance with local code. Protect the cylinder from impacts by ensuring the cylinder is secure. Store the Grab and Go Opti system indoors in a safe and well-ventilated area. Proper ventilation avoids oxygen accumulation if the system is inadvertently left on or develops a leak. The Grab and Go Opti system should be securely stored where it will not fall over or be damaged by falling objects. Never store the unit in an elevated location because a fall could seriously damage the regulator or cylinder. If a system is dropped or knocked over, check to see that the components are not damaged and that connections remain secure. While it's very simple to use the Grab and Go Opti, remember that pressurized oxygen vigorously accelerates combustion. Materials that burn in air burn hotter and brighter in oxygen. Oil, grease, and other hydrocarbons can ignite violently or explode in the presence of high-pressure oxygen. Every Grab and Go system includes a pressure-reducing regulator and an automatically activated pressure relief valve. Continuous or intermittent escape of gas from the regulator indicates a malfunction or leak. If a leak of any kind is suspected, immediately turn off the system. Place it in a secure and well-ventilated area. Mark the system as unserviceable and immediately notify your Praxair representative. Here are some other precautions to keep in mind when using any oxygen cylinder. Use the unit only with equipment designed and cleaned for oxygen service. Keep the cylinder, regulator, and connections free of oil, grease, and other hydrocarbons. Do not lubricate. Do not smoke or allow open flames in areas where oxygen is stored or in use. Never wrap the unit in bed covers or carry it under clothing. Always turn the unit off when not in use so that no oxygen flows from the outlet. The unit is designed for use above 32 degrees Fahrenheit up to 125 degrees Fahrenheit. Low temperature or ice may delay or prevent the flow of oxygen. Do not use or store the unit near heat or flame. Do not expose the cylinder to direct sunlight for long periods or to any condition where the temperature exceeds 125 degrees Fahrenheit or 52 degrees Celsius. Keep the unit out of reach of children. To clean the cover, use a clean, lint-free cloth and water. Do not clean with flammable liquids such as alcohol. This system is only for use by or on the order of a physician. Do not activate the unit unless you have been trained in its proper functioning or are under competent supervision. Avoid extended use of this unit except on the advice of a physician. Always verify flow to the patient before administering oxygen. Never use the barbed outlet port when the auxiliary port is in operation. Never try to remove the regulator from the cylinder. Do not attempt to remove the large cap from the system's fill port. The cylinder contains high-pressure USP-grade oxygen. The Grab-and-Go Opti must be refilled with USP-grade medical oxygen by Praxair or an authorized Praxair dealer. Avoid jarring or dropping the unit. Secure the system during use or when in storage in accordance with local code. Protect the cylinder from impacts by ensuring the cylinder is secure. Leaking cylinders should be turned off and placed outdoors. Mark the unit as unserviceable and notify your Praxair representative. The Grab-and-Go Opti system is MR conditional as defined in ASTM F2503. The system cannot be directly used in the magnet's bore, but is otherwise suitable for use in MRI environments. The device is MR conditional up to 3 Tesla. Before using the cylinder, read the label and verify that the cylinder contents are labeled oxygen. Do not assume it contains oxygen based on its color alone. If you follow these instructions, you'll find the Praxair Grab-and-Go Opti safe and convenient to use. Before using the system, please read and understand the full list of safety precautions we provide in the operating instructions. At Praxair, we hope you enjoy the convenience of our innovative Grab-and-Go advanced respiratory systems. Their simple, innovative design can save you time and money. The Grab-and-Go Opti is one more example of the innovative products and solutions Praxair Healthcare Services is proud to provide.